Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here is your tarot reading for Aries season. If you're expecting me to say the week ahead, then you need to go and check out the channel update that I've recently released to find out why these adjustments have happened, but all positive. And as ever, take what's helpful, leave what isn't. Be sure to get the messages to fit into your life rather than the other way around. And as ever, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that wonderful stuff, or leave a comment below or an emoji, and it'd be great. Then we start with the Seven of Swords reversed. The Seven of Swords is a bit of a trickster energy. It's a little bit we don't quite know what's going on. Can sometimes be the card of deception, can sometimes be the card of looking one way but walking another, a scattered approach, all of those things. The fact it's in reverse here seems to be amplifying those kind of energies. It doesn't necessarily equate to you being deceived or somebody being mischievous around you. There's more just a unsettledness, an unanchoring going on for you this Aries season. As Virgo, it's unsurprising as an earth sign that you enjoy security, stability, things to stay the same, things to have a firm footing, so to speak. And with the combination of the Seven of Swords in tandem with the King of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, which I'll talk a little bit about later, there is a slight undulation. There is things being slightly in flux for you this season. Don't worry, you're not alone. You're not being picked on by any means. For Sagittarius and Leo, I believe, there is quite a feeling of not sure which way to be headed, which way to go, which way to be approaching things. What's happening on a global scale, and I don't want to get into geopolitics too much. That's not what I'm here for. But there is a kind of bamboozling, marvelous word. There is a bamboozling happening on purpose. There is a sense of what can we trust, what's real, what's illusionary, what's a good source, what's a reliable source, what isn't, all of those things going on. And that collectively is spinning us out a little bit. And on an individual level, that is required from us in many ways is to disconnect, pull the plug on those things and saying, do you know what, it's not conducive to my own health, for want of a better term. If you're finding yourself in that eddy, in that pull of confusion, very much like with Leo, we had the Seven of Cups appear for Leo and exacerbating the sense of, oh, I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know what choices to make. And we've got the Seven of Swords. So definitely the seven energy. Seven is a bit of an interesting number numerologically because typically it's linked with endurance, and that it's not quite, it's past the halfway point, but it's not quite at the end. So it's slightly in limbo. And that's a good word, actually, for you in general, Virgo, for the month of Aries. You may feel slightly in limbo, particularly emphasized with the Two of Pentacles. But all is not lost by any means, because we have the Four of Swords, the Lord of Rest from Strife. It is what I call the Lord of Peace, and it's mental respite particularly. You have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse moving to the Four of Pentacles. So that's a really nice transition. So even though there may be this unsuredness, this second guessing of yourself, of other things, oh, I thought that was true, or maybe it isn't true, or what does that mean if it isn't true? All of these kind of questions throwing up. Particularly with Virgo, yes, it's an earth sign, but there is a propensity to overanalyze or to get stuck in one's head. So this seems to be very much exemplified or expressed. It's probably a better word, expressed here. But what's nice to see is that Four of Swords is reminding you, and it's very, very possible to find that point of equilibrium. Four is the number of stability, security, of order, and particularly when it comes to mental faculties. So look to what brings that about for you. Look what brings a mental respite for you. That might be Sudoku, that might be meditation, that might be gardening, whatever it is, but lean into those practices, particularly at those times where anxiety might be rising up, bubbling up a little bit, or this sense of, I don't know what's true anymore. I just can't get a handle of it. There is a sense of you almost needing to unplug yourself from the machine. You may just need to be slightly mindful about what you're exposing your energy to, particularly if it's exacerbating this sense of worry. I had a wonderful thing the other day from a spiritual teacher that I went to see live, and she was saying you can kind of watch anything on TV. It's absolutely fine. There's this kind of notion that watching TV is bad was a bit of a fallacy, which I thought was interesting. But she said you can watch anything as long as it makes you happy. Don't watch anything that makes you sad. Don't watch anything that makes you worry. And I thought, actually, that's a really good point. And this is something that I would share here. It's not avoidance, it is preservation of your energy and preservation of your mental health, really. And to stop this unnecessary anxiety, which, as I say, is more than achievable with the Four of Swords. Maybe a time for you to ramp up those processes of stillness, those moments of stillness. Stillness seems to be a theme that's coming up a lot across the board. It came up for Sagittarius. It's coming up here as well. I just want to share a quick insight that I had. I was in the bath the other day and I put my head underwater and I was just laying with my head under the water for a while. And then I realized, oh, this is the first time in a long time that I've had complete silence. It was joyous. I thought, oh, we're really lacking silence in the modern world, in the modern age. Particularly those that live in cities and towns. If you're in the countryside, you might be a bit more fortuitous, but I just realized that I'm exposed. I've always got the music on, the radio on, I'm looking at social media, I'm talking to people on the phone. It can be quite bombarding at a particular point. And the Four of Swords is a reminder, okay, we need to pull back a little bit. We need to find that equilibrium and that rest. The Two of Pentacles and the King of Cups, seemingly on the surface, they don't have much in relation. But if you look in the background, there is this up and down, this topsy-turvy sea, amplifying this energy of unsettledness, particularly on an emotional sense. What I would really encourage is if you are feeling a sense of unease, a sense of worry, the first port of call is to check in, is this actually mine? Does this belong to me, or am I picking up on what is going on collectively? That's very easy to do, particularly as on a global scale, there is a lot of uncertainty going on at the moment. There's no avoiding that, but it's just making sure, am I disconnected from it? Am I centered enough? Am I grounded enough? Is this belonging to me, or is this part of my worry? I do have stresses and strain, and that's absolutely fine. Or is this being exacerbated by what's going on collectively? Even asking that question, and a great thing to do occasionally is just to say, anything that doesn't belong to me, take it away. I would say that out loud. It's really, really useful. Do it now. Just literally say, anything that doesn't belong to me, guides, helpers, loved ones, universe, God, however you want to describe it, take it away from me. Take it off. Sometimes I feel an instant lift, an instant kind of, oh, that's better. That didn't belong to me at all. We're very sensitive creatures, and we collect energies, and they're not always conducive or useful. Again, this is by no means all lost. We have a beautiful solace in the Queen of Pentacles. Although she is quite a Capricorn energy, there is certainly an overlap. Well, she's definitely this earth sign. There's no escaping that, but because she is Pentacles, so it's very well aspected in the sign of Virgo. The Queen of Pentacles is a very centered, very self-assured, again, there's a kind of quietude with the Queen of Pentacles. She's quite good in her own company. And the fact that the Hermit card rules Virgo does talk about this need for just so it's a bit like those moments where you have the extractor fan on in the kitchen and then you switch it off and you go, oh, that's so much better. I just needed that stillness instead of that kind of constant hum in the background. And the Queen of Pentacles is reminding us that we can find that within the home, making sure that the home is a sanctuary. So what do you need? What do you need to beautify the home? As we move into spring, there is definitely a spring-like energy. Well, actually, probably more autumn, but very much a nature energy with the Queen of Pentacles. Do you want to bring some nature into the home? Do you want to beautify the home with flowers? Those kind of things. Is your home a sanctuary at the moment? And if not, why not? What adjustments can you make to ensure that it is a place for you to decompress? This is going to be really essential, really necessary. If the home isn't able to provide that for you at the moment, for whatever reason, then go and find it in nature. I would personally do both, because that is what the Queen of Pentacles is calling for. Particularly at those times that we're feeling a little bit of unease, that we're feeling a little bit unsure-footed, that we're feeling a little off-center. Go and look at what can I do around the home that will really bring this. I am very, very fortunate. I've got a room that is dedicated, has a dedicated shrine for meditation and yoga. That is my happy place. I walk in and the energies just, they just restore me. Could you create an altar? If you've got one, what is the point where you're able to shut out in the world in a very, very healthy way and reconnect with nature? The wonderful thing as we move into spring is a great, great time to do that. It may feel indulgent. It may feel at times, oh, that's the last thing I need to be doing right now. But actually, it's most likely the first thing that you need to be doing, because hitting that energetic reset button is going to make things a lot easier. So that is my reading for you, Virgo. Does it help? Does it resonate? Put it in the comments below if so. And a bit complicated because normally I would say I'll see you next week. I will kind of see you next week because there's some evergreen content coming out. But for the next Tarotscope, I will see you in Taurus season. And to make sure that you don't miss it, hit the subscribe notification button, or you can read the pinned comment below on how to sign up to the email notification straight to your inbox, and also discover your sun, moon and rising for a full 360 look at your season ahead. Oh, that's a mouthful. But until next time, I shall see you then. Bye for now.